It's been a while. How has everybody been? Oh, it feels weird being in front of a in front of a camera actually recording. Ooh. But yeah, so me and my friend, we have decided to go watch the FNAF movie, and yeah, every time you go out, you need at least a simple plan so that you know what you're doing for the day. My plan was getting ready for college and blah blah blah, going to the movie theater, but I think another version of me in a different timeline has a better plan, and so to the alternate version of me, go ahead and tell everybody the plan. So here is the plan.
So I go to the cinema with one friend, and then we watch the FNAF movie, then we get food, and then we beat up the security guards because we're bored. Then also personal mission, try record in public. I am public shy, and I'm gonna cry.
Look at this weather, it's complete dog shit. But we are making it to the movie, we are so close. Walked like 45 minutes. 45 minutes for this shit, oh my god. Oh look! We're here! Oh my god, we made it! Oh fucking hell! Oh we made it! Oh we made it! That is a surprise, that is a surprise. I actually didn't know that. So guess what? It was goated. It was the best thing ever. Sure, there was a bits that weren't good, but oh my god, if you didn't watch it, you're missing out. Before I begin this review, I would like to say that this is a bit of a biased review of the second Five Nights at Freddy's movie. This is because I grew up with this franchise and it has been with me through hard times. Yeah, that's funny, I know. But there also is the factor that I've been in a time period where I've just been doing college work and doing exams that are hours long. I literally have an exam that is 8 hours in total, and due to this I've been so bored that I really haven't had anything to look forward to. And Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is something that I have been looking forward to for a long time. Going back to the first movie was okay, but it was very flawed. This movie, however, was a fun time. It was more scary, but given time to process it, it is a bit of a mess and it really doesn't make sense. And now I'll go over the positives, the negatives, and then I'll go over some extra detail afterwards. Okay, so first I'll go over the positives of this movie, what I found to be the best parts of this movie. First of all, it was scary. I don't know if it was because I was in the cinema and the audio was just so unnaturally loud. Like, the jump scare sound just hit me like a freight train. Bro, the amount of times I jumped. Second of all, it had great sets. The sets was beautiful. There are cameos from fan games in arcade form. I ain't gonna spoil which fan games they are, but if you're an OG FNAF fan, you should know these fan games because they are a part of the fanverse initiative. And I just found that really cool. I think it shows that Scott cares about the FNAF community, cares about the people within it, cares about the developers, and he's just showing his appreciation in this form. Then the animatronic suits were so good. Oh my god, they were beautiful. But I do have a complaint about them being utilized in the movie later on. Not the toys, but the wizards. And that's what I'm going to say before we go into the negative section. Another great positive was the fact that the visuals in some parts felt just beautiful. They were beautiful to look at. Sure, in some parts of the movie, the cinematography was kinda, it was iffy. And yeah, I mean, it didn't really take away that much from the movie. Some parts of the movie just looked so beautiful, like, wow, chef's kiss. Then the voice actors, oh my god, they did an amazing job. Megan Fox, some people didn't like her voice. I liked it because I went into the movie having a mindset of like, oh, this is a robot we're talking about, so the robot's not going to sound human. I don't expect emotion to be shown through a robot. especially since you find out that the robots are not possessed. I won't tell you what happens with the robots, but they're not possessed, so it makes sense to me as to why Megan Fox sounds like that. Then we got Kellen Goff as Toy Freddy. Toy Bonnie and Toy Freddy, they deserved more screen time. They deserved more vocal time as well, if you must. Speaking of Toy Bonnie, Matt Pat as Toy Bonnie, it was beautiful. I genuinely did not expect that from him. It shows that he actually put love and care into the project, and he didn't do a half-assed voice. Whenever the puppet was on screen, it was the creepiest shit ever. I actually enjoyed that, which goes back into the theme of the second movie being way scarier than the first. But the problem is that it was so underutilized. I was kind of disappointed with how underutilized the puppet is, but thankfully it seems like the puppet is going to be inside the third movie. I won't spoil how, I ain't going to spoil when. Another probably the best part of this movie was the opening scene. It genuinely got me hooked. It had my cinema quiet, and oh my god, when I say that everybody was paying attention, I mean it. Like, oh my god, it was beautiful. It looked amazing. But one thing that pissed me off, and all I'm gonna say is, why did no one listen? Like, why did no one listen? Like, if someone came up to me like that, I would be at least curious. I would be like, what's going on? I wouldn't shoo them away. And that's all I'm referring to say without giving spoilers. But now, unfortunately, we have to talk about the negatives, and I have a lot written about it, so I'm gonna try quick fire because I have an exam to study for. So yeah, first of all, there is hardly any plot to this movie. I just felt like having Scott as the sole writer for this was such a bad choice, because he tried to fit so much of the story into an hour and 50 minutes. It just doesn't work. I mean, it would have been better if he had someone else writing with him, so that way they would have guided him, being like, this would work in a movie, this doesn't work in a movie. So I feel like that really was a big withdrawal, or just like a big problem in general. Because I mean, Scott, the story that he wrote works in a game because he had more time to expand, but in a movie, in an hour and 50 minutes, he just doesn't have time to expand on all of the ideas that he put inside this movie. Then the editing in some parts just felt choppy, like some cuts. I didn't like some of the cuts. It just kind of took me out of the movie for a few seconds. Especially the same with the dialogue. Some of the dialogue was I wasn't really a fan of most of the dialogue. And also just the writing in general. I feel like the writing was a big letdown, especially near the end. I just didn't like the ending as much. All I'm going to say is classical source filmmakers animation, FNAF 1 versus FNAF 2. That's all I'm going to say without giving you spoilers. Also, if you're expecting Matthew Lillard to get more screen time, yeah, no, sayonara. Say goodbye to Matthew Lillard in this movie, because he shows up less than he does in the first movie from what I've seen. Because I watched the movie, to me it felt like he appeared like way less than what he did in the first. Sure, the memories that he does appear in, they are cool. It gives us more character development for him, even if it is a little bit. Also, the puppet gets this weird new ability which I'm not a fan of. I can't really spoil it, but to me it makes no sense. How can you keep the person in that form whilst keeping them alive, whilst also doing what you do? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's the head of the person, but that person's still alive. And yeah, that's all I can say. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. I was also trying to make sense. Another major complaint of this movie of mine is the fact that the wizards were so underutilized. And I'm gonna say this right now, Wizard Foxy and Wizard Bonnie fans, they had the least screen time in this movie, and oh my god, the designs look so cool. I don't know why they didn't use them more. Now, these are some extra points that I'm going to say right off the bat. The movie being for the fans was such a bad choice in the case of Five Nights at Freddy's. So I mean, it is enjoyable for a FNAF fan, but for outsiders, the movie makes no sense. And I've seen some people were so confused on what's going on, and they just felt out of place. And I get that feeling, because even in day-to-day life, I feel out of place in some scenarios. And it's like, the FNAF movie is just for the fans. It doesn't give space for other people to get into the franchise. Unlike other franchises like Cyberpunk and League of Legends, with their video game adaptations, people are able to come in from the outside to enjoy the piece of media without knowing what goes on inside the game, which that's why I love them. So that's why, as a FNAF fan, I am pretty upset, because it just closes the gates, leaves the outsiders on the outside, and keeps the fans on the inside. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're a FNAF fan from the beginning, it's a great movie for you and you're already going to stay liking it. But if you're not a FNAF fan, or you're an outsider, you have no reason to get into the world of Five Freddy's, because it just seems so complex. It's just from the movies alone, it just seems so complex to get into. There's so many references that you're left behind on, and I bet it's not a good feeling. But apart from that negative rant, there are 2 cameo characters, one that belongs in the second movie, and another one that is crazy. I was so surprised to see this character. If you don't know who it is, I ain't gonna tell you who it is, but it happens in a flashback sequence, and oh my god, that is so cool. Also, a key factor is, if you want to go see this movie, shut off your brain and watch it. Don't watch it with like a critic mindset, otherwise you're definitely not gonna like this movie. And also, seems like the FBI found me, guys. I'm gonna talk about the post-credit scenes. All I'm saying, Sans, and then there's a monologue from a big back man.